Today we are going to study series resonance circuit, and it is shown here in this picture. You can see we are applying an EMF E0 sin omega t in series with the three components. Here they are the inductance L, resistance R and capacitance C. And we need to write an equation for this series circuit, and it is the EMF itself. The EMF will be E0 sin omega t, which is distributed along these three components, and it will be the EMF across the inductance is L into di by dt, where L is the inductance, and across R the resistance is I into R, and across capacitor it will be Q by C, where Q is the charge stored in the capacitor and C is the capacitance. Now we can differentiate this equation and with respect to time, and you will see in the following equation you will see the differential equation L into d square I by dt square plus R into di by dt plus I by C, where I we get it from dq by dt. dq by dt is rate of change of charge, which is current. So that is I by C, which is equal to E0 omega cos omega t, which is coming from the differential of sin omega t with respect to time. We are taking differential of sin omega t with respect to time. It will be cos omega t into omega. So it will be E0 omega cos omega t on the right hand side. Now we just consider the solution of this above equation 1. Let it be I is equal to I0 sin omega t minus phi, and we need to find the values of I0 and phi from this equation. Then you will get the solution. And I0 and phi we don't know what it is. For finding it, we need to take this solution and back substitute into equation 1. And I we have already taken, let it be like I0 sin omega t minus phi. And if you take the differential of it, di by dt, you will get I0 omega cos omega t minus phi. The differential of sin omega t minus phi is cos omega t minus phi into omega. And again one more time you take the differential, you will get d square I by dt square, which is equal to minus I0 omega square sin omega t minus phi. So cos omega t minus phi, the differential of it is minus sin omega t minus phi into omega. So it will be minus I0 omega square sin omega t minus phi. Now we have all the values. I we have, di by dt we have, and d square I by dt square we have, and all these values we need to substitute in equation 1. Okay, substituting all those values, you will get the equation like this: minus L I0 omega square sin omega t minus phi plus R into I0 omega cos omega t minus phi plus I0 by C sin omega t minus phi. And now we take the sin omega t minus phi, the ticked terms, sin omega t minus phi terms together, and then it will be like I0 you can take it out, and sin omega t minus phi you can take it out, and the remaining will be minus L omega square plus 1 by C will be inside the bracket, plus the remaining terms we are writing like that itself. But what we do is, in the right hand side, see E0 omega cos omega t, in that term we just add, in the cos omega t term we just add and subtract phi. See that E0 omega cos omega t minus phi plus phi, we just added and subtracted in order to include the phi term on the right hand side also. So we did that. Now we have the right hand side like that: E0 omega cos omega t minus phi plus phi. The right hand side term is like cos A plus B form. So now we just expand it. cos of A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. In that way, we expand the right hand side, and that is equation number 3. E0 omega into cos omega t minus phi cos phi minus sin omega t minus phi into sin phi. Okay, we got the equation 3. Now, we just need to equate the coefficients of similar terms. So, here we have sin omega t minus phi term in the left hand side and cos omega t minus phi term in the left hand side, and the same in the right hand side also. Sin omega t minus phi term in the right hand side and cos omega t minus phi term in the right hand side. So we just equate the cos omega t minus phi term and sin omega t minus phi terms from left hand side and right hand side. Then you will get if you equate the sin omega t minus phi term, the coefficient is I0 into minus L omega square plus 1 by C. And in the right hand side it is minus E0 omega sin phi. And for equating the coefficients of cos omega t minus phi term, you have left hand side I0 r omega, which is equal to, in the right hand side you have E0 omega cos phi. So we have 4 and 5 equation now. Now what you do is, we just need to take the ratio, and right hand side you will get tan phi, and the minus tan phi you will get, minus you are taking it left hand side. So we can take the ratio on both sides. You will get tan phi is equal to minus of minus L omega square plus 1 by C divided by R omega. And you just need to rearrange and take the omega cancelled out from numerator and denominator on the right hand side. You will get L omega minus 1 by C omega by R. Tan phi will be L omega minus 1 by C omega by R. Okay, now we have got phi, the term which we need to find, phi and I0. So already we got phi. Now we need to find I0. What is I0? So in the solution what we assumed is I is I0 sin omega t minus phi. So I0 we don't know, phi we don't know. Now we have found out phi. Tan phi as L omega minus 1 by C omega by R. What you need to next find out is I0. So next, for getting that, what you do is just take the equation 4 and 5, square it and add it. So 4 square plus 5 square, equation 4 square plus equation 5 square gives E0 square omega square, that is common there on the right hand side, and then sin square phi plus cos square phi, which is in the right hand side. Now we are writing it in the left hand side, which is equal to I0 square minus L omega square plus 1 by C whole square plus plus I0 square R square omega square. Okay, on the right hand side we have I0 square common. So you can see left hand side sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So left hand side is E0 square omega square, and right hand side you have I0 square into, we take there also L omega square plus 1 by C. In that term omega we take it out, and omega, and we write the reverse direction. Minus term you write second. So 1 by C omega minus L omega, the whole square, plus I0 square R square omega square. Now if you check with the left hand side, all the term contains omega square. So we can cancel omega square from all the terms. So left hand side will have only E0 square, which is equal to I0 square into 1 by C omega minus L omega whole square plus R square. I0 square we can take it out as a common factor. So we got equation 7. From this you can find I0. I0 will be square root. You need to take the term 1 by c omega minus L omega whole square plus r square to the left hand side and take the square root. You will get I0. So I0 is E0 by root of r square plus L omega minus 1 by c omega whole square, and phi is tan inverse. So tan phi we had already written. So phi means tan inverse L omega minus 1 by c omega by r. So these are the terms which we needed to find. So we already found out. Now we just write the solution. The solution was I is equal to I0 sin omega t. So I0 is here E0 by root of r square plus L omega minus 1 by c omega whole square into sin omega t minus phi, where phi is written above, tan inverse L omega minus 1 by c omega by r. And impedance here, you can see I, the equation for I, it is the coefficient, you just check the coefficient, E0 by root of r square plus L omega minus 1 by c omega whole square. That term, the denominator term, is the effective impedance. So impedance of this LCR series circuit. So that is Z is equal to root of r square plus L omega minus 1 by c omega whole square. So we call L omega as XL, the effective impedance from the inductance. So we call it as XL. And the effective impedance from the capacitance we call it as XC, and that is 1 by c omega. And we write now Z as root of r square plus XL minus XC whole square. So you need to remember this. The solution, the value of I0, solution which is I, the equation for I, and the value of I0, and you need to remember equation for phi also. Okay, now let us move on to 3 cases. And you can see here from the equation, see this, here the solution I is equal to E0 by the effective impedance into sin omega t minus phi, isn't it? So you can see that the current is lagging behind the EMF. EMF is E0 by that term. So the current is lagging by a angle phi, sin omega t minus phi. So it is lagging behind the EMF by an angle phi. So the now we just consider the 3 cases. That is, first one, when XL is greater than XC, that is L omega is greater than 1 by c omega. Then what do you get? You have already seen the equation for phi, tan inverse XL minus XC by R, where phi is here when XL is greater than XC, phi will become positive. That means current is lagging behind EMF by an angle phi. And if XL is less than XC, what do you expect? Phi will be negative. That means sin omega t minus phi, it will be plus. So the current leads to the EMF by an angle phi. And what happens when XL is equal to XC? Then phi will be 0. So both are in phase, isn't it? Current and the EMF are both in phase. Now, what is the use of this circuit, this LCR circuit in series? Why do you make it? What is the use? What is the purpose of it? Where in which circuit you can use this LCR? So that is what we are going to study now. In the resonance circuit, that is to select a frequency, like in radio and all, you change the knob to find a station, isn't it? So what do you do by changing the knob? You are changing the frequency of the receiver. So the sender sends a frequency, and we need to match that frequency. Only that frequency we need to select. Then only we can hear the song. So in order to select that frequency, we should use this kind of circuit. So how it happens, we just can explain like this. See here, for a particular frequency, that is omega, when it is having particular value, omega, you know, it is angular frequency, which is 2 pi nu. So angular frequency, when it is having a particular value, then L omega will become equal to 1 by C omega. So we select that frequency omega such that L omega should become equal to 1 by C omega. Then what happens? The resistance, the effective impedance will be minimum, isn't it? So L omega minus 1 by C omega will be 0. So the minimum impedance will be offered from the LCR circuit, isn't it? So the impedance from L, inductance and the capacitance will cancel each other. So that means only we have the impedance from the resistance. That is the lowest minimum possible resistance offered from the LCR circuit. So Z is equal to R in that case. That is the minimum offered impedance from the LCR circuit. If that is the case, if you consider that particular frequency omega as omega 0, when L omega becomes 1 by omega C, we take that particular frequency as omega 0. Then we can find that frequency which is equal to you can see omega 0 L is equal to 1 by C omega 0. From that equation we can find the omega 0 value. Omega 0 is root of 1 by root of LC, and that is where the nu 0 will be 1 by 2 pi root of LC. So this frequency is the selection frequency, or this is the frequency at which the LCR circuit offers minimum resistance to the circuit. That means maximum current will be passed through the circuit, and it is a selection frequency or selecting frequency. And what happens for the current if you change the frequency from nu 0 to upward and nu 0 to downward? What happens? The current will reduce. Anyway, the current will reduce. The minimum resistance offered is only at nu 0. So the current maximum will happen only when the frequency is nu 0. And if you plot current versus the frequency, you can see that the curve will be like that. We have drawn two curves there. The first curve, the top curve is for low resistance R. Then the current will be large. When resistance is low, the current will be large. So only the resistance offered at nu 0 will be from only the resistance R, not from L or not from C. So the resistance, if it is large, the current will be smaller. So the lower curve shows for higher resistance. So the maximum current you get only for whatever circuit it is, at nu 0, when L omega is equal to 1 by C omega, you will get maximum current. At that point or at that frequency, you get maximum current. So you can select that frequency using this circuit. So this circuit, because of this reason, we call it as acceptor circuit. So at that point we accept the signal. So at that frequency value nu 0, you accept the signal. So you can, for accepting particular frequency from radio wave, you can use this circuit. In radios and all, these have applications. So today you have only this much.